Hi guys, welcome to today's reading on the devil coming to collect. So we know that the devil always comes to collect. So this reading is about who he's coming for and why. So for group one, we have this record keeper quartz and magic. Group two is balance and this rainbow moonstone. And for group three, we have this fluorite and joy. So go ahead and select your pile using your intuition, and I will see you in your reading. Okay, hi group one, those of you who picked this record keeper quartz. I'm just looking for the triangles. This is your reading, and magic, you picked magic as well. So this is your reading on the devil coming to collect, who he's coming for and why. So, you pick the magic card. We have the magician right here in reverse. It's just getting a lot of magic, right? So, this person that the devil's coming for is somebody who, I think they've just had a lot of influence over you. And very manipulative. We have gaslighting here as well. The number 55, a lot of conflict. This is someone who's just manipulated you for a very, very long time. And I think what I'm getting with magic and the magician, because, it's also about Mercury and communication, the way that they spoke to you, spoke behind your back. I feel like this wasn't just gaslighting of you, it was gaslighting other people as well, like doing other things like talking about your reputation, talking about you behind your back, smearing your name. Since you were very young, because I'm seeing Kitty here, we all begin somewhere. And I feel like this is where it began. Like this is from the beginning. They've been doing this. And it's interesting too, because we have the number 55, 44, and 11. So it's like I'm getting like this double, and it's reminding me of, what is it exactly where people will say, when you do magic or something comes back to you tenfold, or when you do magic or spell work or things like that, it will come back to you multiplied. And that's what I'm getting for this person. And we have the number 30 here and the number 28. And I'm just getting that this is sort of like a very, very long time coming. And I'm also getting too that this person with naked right here, I'm getting the sense that this person is going to be exposed for something. They're going to be exposed for something. Like I'm also getting a really peaceful feeling with this finding the stillness and the earth. Because I'm feeling like something that's really, really electrically charged, really grounding itself in the earth. It's almost like there's been this emotional, electrical charge, maybe within you, with this person, and there's something now with this full moon where there's some balance that's being restored, and I'm just feeling it like as something that's being really grounded into the earth, like the way that lightning grounds itself into the earth. It's like lightning can destroy um, trees, it could destroy objects, but then the earth can also absorb it and ground it so that it doesn't do that. I'm getting that feeling with this person. Like, there's still going to be um it's almost like it's still gonna be lightning, but it's not gonna be destructive, um at least to you. um I don't know about others, but it's not going to be destructive. And even with the number 44 right here with balance, I'm getting something like there's also going to be, it's just going to balance it out. Like something's going to balance out. And with this record keeper as well, like I'm just getting like, uh, there's that book by Gabor Mate. I think it's called How the Body Keeps Score, right? And I'm getting something with this of something being stored, something keeping score, like the earth or the divine or something is keeping score. Or maybe this person keeps score. I'm just getting something heavily with keeping score. And maybe your body is keeping score, Um, because with these three cards, they come from the Empath Oracle deck. And so I'm getting that feeling too. And so, when you think of an empath and then how loving or generous or kind you can be to others, and how sometimes people come in and not necessarily, yeah, take advantage of it. And not just take advantage of it, but I think there's a process too sometimes where you're just like being of service in reverse, right? Like putting other people's needs ahead of your own, always considering someone else's feelings. Um, and some people really take that to the limit to a point where they know how to act and they know what to say to make you feel bad or to make you feel guilty. And I just feel like now there's some balance and restoration, that's coming in with this, where it isn't just about what this other person wants or what this other person needs or what this other person thinks. Um, because I'm also getting that they're a very prideful person as well. Um, I don't know. It's just there's just something that's balancing out. This is all balancing out, um, and I feel too like in my heart, um, that it's balancing out in such a way. Like I just got such a good feeling in my heart. Uh, like again with that Gabor Mate, like the body keeping score. I feel like there's whatever, because we are part of the earth, right? And like we could ground those things in us. Like if our body is keeping score of trauma, of all the things that have happened, um, like uh, I'm just feeling like it could be grounded into the earth as well, like the same way that I talked about the lightning, um, or the earth being able to absorb it, um, and then there being like a peace and a recovery for you. Um, and I'm getting something with vulnerability as well, with naked, um, with stillness and naked and vulnerability and the earth. And balance being restored. It's almost like, I don't know, I just feel like there's some emotional vulnerability, um, that's, I don't know, I'm also associating it with this person, is like they're going to be vulnerable. Like, and that's part of the balance. Like, I don't know. Like, the example that I can give of that is somebody who's getting older, somebody who's aging, and becoming a senior citizen, or starting to lose maybe their vision or their independence. Um, and so now they can't, like, I just, I'm thinking of, um, I think it was a TikTok video that I saw of people who worked at old age homes and saying how there's certain uh, elderly people that they care for who either have a lot of family coming to visit them, and then there's ones who have absolutely nobody coming to visit. And them saying that they could tell by how this person's behavior was, that over the course of their life, they've their family doesn't even care about them, or they've done so much damage, even just the way they talk. Some of them have sort of recovered from being like that, but some are still like that, and then they'll be complaining about no one wanting to come and visit them. And then, just like, I'm just getting like that type of vulnerability of like being older, like not being able to see, needing help, um and then not getting it, like. And I'm associating that with you as well, or this empath of, because when I think of an empath as well, is like, um, needing support. And I think, I don't know if other people can relate to this, but not having the support that you need, right? Um, and so I'm almost feeling like a role reversal in this way, in this sense of, um, this person starting to feel the vulnerability, the needing of other people, of having needs that, or support that isn't being met, of being exposed, of people speaking about them, and things coming out. And with the discs on this planet, like, I'm feeling like, oh, I just had a feeling and it just left. Meh. Like, this has been, like, I'm just getting of like this revolving thing. Like, it's, and here too, it's like something just goes around, coming around. Um, and with this, we all begin somewhere. It's like we begin somewhere, and then I'm thinking like it ends somewhere too. And it's that same feeling that I'm getting of like things going around and coming around. Um, and it's reminding me, like, my aunt used to say to me, like, something along those lines, like, one day, like, things come back around, and she's like, when you're old enough to see it, she's like, one day someone will be up and you'll be down, and things change, right? And she's like, the older she gets, like, the more that she sees it. And that's what I'm getting from this reading. So, like, it almost feels like a karma in a way, but I don't know. It's like there's some peace that comes with it. It feels like, um, how do I explain this? It feels like restoration, because I think that, like, I'm feeling something very humbling and very restorative, even for this person. Um, And I just heard, may you find the stillness. May they find the stillness. May they find the peace. Um, I just want to say, like, I just feel like God works in mysterious ways. Like, I keep seeing magic and magic. And I'm just getting this feeling is like, no matter how good or bad we are, like, I feel like God is always calling us back, always calling us back. And for some people who, have used really nasty tactics, things do come back, and there's going to be something humbling about that for them. And, in that humbling, they will be called back, like, to God. Um, it's kind of like, we're from the earth and we're going to go back to it, go back into it. We're going to be buried in it. It's like we belong to God and we're going to return to him. Like, I just keep getting this, like, cycle, this cyclical thing. And so I feel even in this reading is like the devil's working for God. Like, I don't know. It's like I feel like the devil is doing God's work. It's just so bizarre. But it's really nice. I mean, it's painful, but like I said, like with the earth here, and like I said, how it's able to absorb, like it's able to absorb a lot, the waters are able to absorb a lot. All these things, I mean, it's like all the stuff, all the pain, all the whatever can be healed, and like it can be restored. Everything can be restored. So anyways, that's your reading, group 1. I feel a little weird with it because I didn't know where this reading was gonna go, but I just woke up thinking about the devil coming to collect. So if you like this reading, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys soon. Take care. Bye. Hi guys. Welcome, group 2, to your reading. Those of you who picked this rainbow moonstone and balance, this is your reading on the devil coming to collect. Who is he coming for and why? So it feels funny, but I want to say he's coming for you. But it's in a good way. So with this chameleon card, I'm getting that, like, I'm seeing this chameleon as you, right? And this comes from the Empath Oracle deck. So maybe you're an empath, or there's a lot of things in your life, or about you. Let's say that, because it's beside the hedonist in reverse, right? So this is a card of pleasure, and I'm not even just thinking of just necessarily pleasure, but I'm just saying like a sense of feeling good. Like, I'm thinking dopamine, right? So with dopamine, you get that dopamine hit when I don't know if it's associated with belonging, but when you get a hug, when you're accepted, I think there's a certain dopamine or serotonin. I don't know the exact chemicals that we receive when we get certain things, right? So it doesn't necessarily have to be material things. It could be material things, but I'm taking it as like being this chameleon, and so particularly being an empathetic type of person, it's like it's easy to fall into people pleasing. I'm not saying that you're a people pleaser, but to be able to tell what other people, like how to make someone else happy, and then getting a bit of that dopamine hit from somebody complimenting you, somebody accepting you, some like feeling that sense of belonging, but at the same time it's kind of like uh not counterintuitive, like it counteracts that there's a sense of like this is not really you, right? Like that's what I'm getting with the chameleon card. So with this devil coming to collect, I feel like we have connect with fire, we have the 10 of wands in reverse, we have the 5 of vessels, which is the 5 of cups. So there's a lot of like here with I'm seeing a bonfire, and I'm thinking of this um as how a lot of our clothing is sent to like Africa and other parts of the world, and they will burn garbage. They will burn things that are not useful, things. It's just like I'm seeing it like that. Like this is what I'm seeing as this bonfire. It's not necessarily to keep warm. It's more to burn stuff that isn't um, isn't useful to us, isn't valuable to us. Um, and with this moonstone, I'm getting like the cycles. So things are being burned up. You see all this baggage that this person's carrying. All of this stuff is being burned up. So it's and it's associated with the things that aren't the real you, you know? Um, when I say the real you, and okay, we'll get into that part a little bit further, because I'll just talk about the 5 of cups here, right? So, so you see it here. It's like 2 eggs, and then 3 of them are broken, right? And it's like we're gonna keep these 2, and we're gonna keep them safe and in a nest, and it's okay for these ones to go, right? Because these are the ones that are going to be burned. These are the ones that and I keep thinking of a woman's cycle, like, um, for, like fertility, um, when a woman gets pregnant, sometimes the child will spontaneously abort itself because there's some abnormality, some genetic deficiency, or something like that. And so I'm getting like this sense of like aborting, um, that what I feel like the devil is coming to collect are the things that were never real to begin with. And I mean, that came from you not entirely being real, if that makes sense. And I'm not saying that in a negative way. Here we have the rose thread, inner call, soul led, the mystic, living courageously. We have empowerment. We have sacred convergence in reverse, and balance. May you find equilibrium in motion. So, even here you see this one little person on their, it looks like a paddle board. Yeah, or I don't know if that's what it's called. But yeah, they're just out in this vast ocean alone, paddling away. So I feel like that a lot of people are being removed from your life. Um, that is what the devil's coming to collect. Um, but I get the sense that like, have you guys ever gotten that advice or heard that advice that, you know, when you're yourself, you will attract your actual like soul family, your actual people. But when you aren't really yourself, you're obviously going to attract people who are like attracted to that version of yourself that you're portraying yourself to be. And I'm not trying to call you guys fake or anything like that. I hope you don't take it in that way. But I'm just feeling like just like a more deepening. um I just heard integrity and I just saw this symbol like this. And with integrity, it's like an integration of ourselves, right? So our mind, our body, our spirit, like it's an integration of all aspects of ourselves. So I'm just feeling a sense of integration with yourself. Empowerment. The frequency of empowerment supports our ability to show up fully and completely, uniting us with others in the deep trust that we are all connected through the same source. And sacred convergence. Yeah, like I'm getting a very it's just a very spiritual thing. It's like getting to know yourself more, getting to know who you really are. Maybe you are, I'm just, this word mystic is standing out. Maybe you have a lot of depth to you. Um, Maybe it's that time to go inward, to connect with source, connect with yourself, um, and find out what's really real with you, who the real you is, get to know yourself. Um, yeah, yeah. And, again, so here we have, I'm seeing this as like it's not even like a forest fire now. But yeah, it is kind of like a forest fire. I don't know if there's trees that still stand after a forest fire, but there's like no leaves left on these trees. So it's almost like, in the fall where everything starts to fall, and then you go into winter. You're alone. You get to know who you are without the influence of other people around you, especially if you are an empath, right? And so that's what I'm getting with the devil coming to collect. It's like removing these things that are standing in the way of you being more of yourself, living more authentically, getting to know yourself more, spending more time alone. Um, and that isn't to judge other people. And I'm just getting that, maybe you've felt this for a long time, that you're around people, but you may not entirely belong. And if that resonates, like, how to belong, what to do, how to behave, how to interact with people so that you look like part of the group. But do you really feel that way? Do you feel like something's missing? Um, and this is that journey, so yeah, so that's your reading, group 2, on the devil coming to collect and why. And so if you are seeing a lot of things being removed from your life, this is the reason why. If you're feeling alone, this is the reason why. If you don't have a desire for the things that you once did, like those dopamine hits, um, this is the reason why. Um, yeah, so that's your reading. I hope you liked it. If you did, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys soon. Take care. Bye. Hi, group 3. Those of you who picked this Flourite, this is your reading on the devil coming to collect. Okay, so who is he coming for and why? Like, we have the King of Swords and the King of Pentacles here, right? And in the middle is Joy. Right below it is the Four of Swords in reverse, which I'm getting a restlessness. Source, you are my source. Change me, divine beloved, into one who knows that you are my source. Fill me with confidence and faith, so I know I never have to beg, just gratefully receive. So I'm getting that with this reading, I'm getting that, and sitting in your power, practicing patience. I feel like the devil is coming to collect people. I'm seeing it as these two right here. And I'm trying to make it make sense in my head before I say it, but I think I'm just going to have to say it and it'll make sense eventually. I feel like you've had to beg for something. Um, you've had to, I'm getting that with this source and this water that's flowing in reverse, and this Four of Swords in reverse with this restless energy, um, and the sun in reverse. Like in this particular card, you see um, like the energy that the sun's like emitting through its mouth. And I wanted to say her mouth. Like it looks like a female sun, even though the sun is like more the masculine. But I'm just getting that like you've had to beg. You've had to beg for something. And it doesn't necessarily have to be that you're sitting there like begging, like, but you've had to, it's like you're begging for something, or you were begging for something and asking for something. It's like when you keep asking somebody for something and they don't want to give it to you. Um like they're telling you to be patient, to wait. Um and I see a big difference between sitting in your power versus being patient. You know what I'm saying? One just feels so much more empowering, right? And instead of, oh, I have to practice patience, I gotta wait. These are very, very different. I feel like it's almost like you were able to keep or hold on to somebody, um, but in a way, or in an energy of you having to ask and to beg and to um, for something, like something wasn't freely being given to you. Like I'm getting it, like it's ugh, like when I see God and then when I see the devil, is like God is the source. God gives freely and abundantly. You know, with the devil, I'm feeling like it's this fear, this thing of like not having enough, having to, break your back, having to beg, and getting crumbs, And I feel like what you've obtained, um, what you've obtained through like begging or breaking your back or being burdened, feeling restless, unhappy, having to wait, I'm just getting this really constricted feeling like what you've obtained or held on to, and this is people, where you've had that, that's what the devil is coming to collect, because it's like there's something not real about it, like that's how I'm feeling, is like there's something not real. um I never have to beg, just gratefully receive. And I'm just this waterfall, like it's like being in a desert looking for water versus being in this, like, I don't know, I want to say a rainforest, but I'm just thinking of a lot of rain. I don't think rainforests have a lot of water, but yeah, like that's what I'm getting. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting. And with the Nine of Earth, enjoying life's little luxuries, spending quiet time alone, successful employment, the Four of Fire, contentment, peace, and abundance, a happy home life, the successful completion of a project. Yeah, so that's what I'm getting, that the devil came to collect these people, um, that have put you on pause or put you on hold or have been, I'm not saying it's their fault, but um, that you've obtained through a means of um, of sort of like being a beggar, like being like, oh please, like, like I'm thinking of Oliver Twist when he goes for the porridge. He's like, oh, can I get another bowl? Um, you know, just as a beggar, like, um, it's like trying to force. And I'm not saying you guys are trying to force someone to be your friend, but it's like when you're trying to force something, when you're trying to um, yeah, like you're trying to force something, or somebody's just not freely giving it to you. um and that isn't to say that we shouldn't put in work. I'm not saying that we don't put in work, um but we shouldn't have to beg, right? It's like somebody not necessarily seeing your value, or not wanting, like sometimes it's not even your value. It's like they don't they don't want it. And I'm also getting like this restlessness comes from like a dishonesty from this other person. Like I'm also thinking like this could be for work, this could be in a relationship, like where they'll say to you at work, like, oh, okay, that's great, you're working so hard, you want this promotion, you want, to make more money, you want more responsibilities, or um and they keep sort of like playing this king of swords type of role where it's like they're really just strategizing, okay, like how can I get you to be patient and wait, but still um where I can still enjoy the luxuries of what you're offering, right? Because with this 9 of earth, I'm getting that you do have a lot to offer, because I'm seeing sitting in your power, like you can attract the things that are going to come to you freely, like like that's what I'm getting. Like, and you'll also be able to experience peace and contentment, um happiness in that process, and joy. So yeah, like that's definitely what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting. um I'm also getting that, I said what I was getting with the king of swords. With the king of pentacles, I'm getting this energy of somebody who, it's just like, oh, we gotta go slowly, we gotta wait, we want to do everything like very cautiously, and we want nothing to go wrong. So we're so you have to be patient, we have to go slow. um it's one step at a time, one whatever at a time, that sort of thing, you know and it's creating like a begging from your end. So anyway, I think that I've covered I've covered it. So that is what the devil is coming to collect, is these people, who are reaping a benefit from I guess the luxuries or the things that you possess or that you're capable of, um, while also telling you to wait and to be patient on receiving something, or the person who wants to, um, cover all their bases, um, but still reap some type of benefit from you, kind of thing, and turning you into essentially a beggar, or somebody who's like right there, like, oh, I'm just right here. It's just that dynamic. So that's been removed. Because I do associate that with devil energy at this point. Yeah, it's like fear of and lack, and um, that one lopsidedness, um, and yeah, and it's being replaced with uh, you being able to sit in your value, because and in your worth. 9 of earth, I think of value and worth. um yeah, so that's your reading, group 3. If you liked it, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys in your next reading, hopefully, if you guys stick around. Take care.